877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me.
Amazing bull run. You know, we're up almost 100% off of the lows of March 24th lows back in 2020. And you have to kind of step back and take that and look at it and pause and say, if you compare this bull market to bull markets in the past, so 2009, 2002, start of the 1950s, start of the 1980s, this bull market has well outpaced the first 16 months of any other bull market. So
I wonder why. You think it was because of profits? Because that's usually what moves stock prices. Profits. But that's not why. There's a total disconnect from profits. Nobody cares about profits anymore. What she's not telling you is that we've had this greatest bull market ever from March 2020 to 2021. And the real problem is, for those people who don't know when to get out, that's the real problem. I'll add that, especially if you're still in. And when she says they outpaced, that rally has outpaced the start of the 1950 rally, bull market rally, the 1980, 2002, 2009. Why? It's called money. It's called money printing. Increasing the money supply. Listen, $6.5 billion per day for 23 months to be exact. When you can print $6.5 billion per day for 23 months, and remember where that money is going. It's not going to Main Street. Doesn't help Main Street. Not helping the middle class. It's not helping the low-income people, their wages. Because remember, there is no investment in business, no business investment anymore. They're taking all that money, doing stock buybacks to keep moving their price up. That's why it went up 6.5 per day, $5 billion per day, 6.5 billion. That's insane. That's insane.
The tools of the Fed worked through the Wall Street banks, and in so doing, were disproportionately benefiting the wrong people.
You think so? Are you kidding me? Are you nuts? Do you know how much 6.5 billion per day is? All to push the stock market up, not to help Main Street. They could care less about Main Street. Think about it this way here. The Fed has printed more money in the last 23 months than in the past 100 years combined. I'll repeat, the Fed has printed more money in the last 23 months than the past 100 years combined. Think about that, 6.5 billion a day. Yet in the last 2 years, we printed 3 times more money at 6.5 billion a day. While printing 3 times more money, the economy hasn't grown. Let's put the GDP in cash. While they printed 3 times more money than ever, our economy only grew during that same time by a lousy 1.4 trillion. because they don't care about growing the economy. It's about growing the wealth of the 1 percentile and our owners, the 1/100th of 1%. That's what's driving these stock prices. It used to be earnings. It used to be top-line sales. It used to be margins. No one cares about that anymore. Why would you? Print all that money, and you just go in and you give that money to the CEO. The CEO goes in and buys his shares, the company shares. That's it. It goes up. These companies aren't even making profits. You know, there's out of the S&P 500 company, there's only a handful that are really making profits. When you hear them say, boy, the profits, we have historic profits, it's a handful of companies. Almost 30% of the S&P 500 company aren't making any money. Yet their stocks are all-time high because they're injecting $6.5 billion per day. And none of that money is trickling down to Main Street. Just like when they said we have $7 trillion in savings. $7 trillion in savings. What are you, nuts? They failed to tell you, if you break that out, it all went to the top 1 percentile. The 160 million people, our workforce, 5 years away from retirement, the most they have is between $23,000 and $25,000. So you work for 30 years. You're ready to retire. 5 years away from retirement. That's all they have. That's a far cry from the $1 million you need. If you're making $65,000 a year, you and your wife combined, you need $1 million to retire to live the same lifestyle you've become accustomed to. Because, see, nobody cares about those folks anymore. See, if we took that same money and plowed it into the businesses for new equipment, new machinery called business investment, called CapEx, then those folks could produce more. They get salary increases, wage increases. They'd be saving more. They could be investing more. Everybody wins. But after 2008, they said, screw them. We don't need Main Street. We'll just, and forget it. We don't need Main Street. We really don't need the stock market. All we need is a printing machine. And that's what's going on. So the next time you hear these jibber jabbers tell you crap like this,
amazing bull run. You know, we're up almost 100% off of the lows of March 24th lows back in 2020. And you have to kind of step back and take that and look at it and pause and say, if you compare this bull market to bull markets in the past, so 2009, 2002, start of the 1950s, start of the 1980s, this bull market has well outpaced the first 16 months of any other bull market. So,
okay, but go on. Tell them why. Wait, where are you? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Get back here. Tell them why. You're not telling them why. And it's not like you're hiding a magician trick. Tell them why. Why it's doing this. Here's the one I love.
This economy is doing really darn well. It's going to show up in profits for these companies.
Yeah, really. Darn well. Tell them why. Profits? There's no profits. What are you, nuts? Profits aren't driving these stocks. Are you out of your mind? You know, the sad part about this is the so-called housing boom that we had from March 2020 to March 2021. There was no housing boom. A housing boom when everybody participates. A housing boom is when you have the first-time home buyer. First-time home buyer makes up 40% of the housing sales. They weren't even making up 5%. Not even 5%. And who are buying the homes? The top 1 percentile who are living in a city like New York, who wanted to get out of those cities because of the crime and so forth and move to the suburb. And they paid 30% more than their house is worth now. That's right. But what do they care? They don't need to care. As long as they're going to stay in the house for 10 years, it won't matter. But what happened to the first-time home buyer? What happened to him? Oh, he's renting. Be right back after this break. Join my gang free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgate.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang free for 10 days. You get my color-coded chart, and every day you get our portfolio. What does that mean? Our member portfolio. Steve, who's the head of our education department, each day goes over each stock in our portfolio. Tells you exactly what to do. There's no guessing. You know exactly what to do. Don't even have to come to class. Don't even have to learn anything. Just do what he tells you to do. Example, Caterpillar.
Caterpillar, you're going to stay short here, okay, or with a scalp, okay? We're waiting for it to make a new low here. If it can get down below.
And he goes on and tells you exactly what to do with each stock that's in the portfolio. That's another big problem people don't understand. They'll never understand this. They're always listening to these jibber jabbers on these fake business news networks. Like they're geniuses, like they know something. Are you nuts? They know nothing. They're like parrots. They parrot what their producers are telling them. And the first thing is to get you excited, make you excited, make you confident. Go out and buy. Feel good. And the stock prices, I mean, you think about what's been going on. It's been unbelievable. If you know when to get out, if you've been with us since 2008, even if you've been with us since 2013 when the stocks really started to take off, the big tech stocks, a handful of tech stocks are driving the whole 500 stocks. All you have to know is when to get out. When to get out. We have some gang members that have been in Apple, for God's sake, since what, 2010, 2011, still in Apple. You just got to know when to get out. And that's what you learn. We designed a color-coded chart with color technology. So easy. Tells you when to leave that stock. Because, see, there's such a disconnect right now. Since 2008 to where we are today, and just take, wait a minute, we're talking about 23 months they're printing 6.5 billion a day. Let's go all the way back to 2008. This whole market's one big fake market. But all you had to do is strap yourself in because it's all inflated. The whole market's inflated. All the asset prices are inflated. Stocks, artwork, metals, diamonds, real estate. Assets of the rich, of the wealthy, of the 1 percentile. Not assets of Main Street. They're screwed. They have no assets. The only asset they got is their job, and they've been getting screwed on that since 2008 because they haven't been inflating their wages, the CEOs, the 1 percentile. Why would they? If they can get money free, which they do, from the banks, provided by the Federal Reserve, and take that money, say they take $25 million. Why would they put that into new equipment so they could produce more units per day? Let's say they make hats and they're producing 1,000 hats a day. New machinery, they could go up to, let's say, 10,000 hats a day. That means the company's making, it's a fixed profit now, or fixed price, fixed overhead. God, the profits would be terrific. So that means the worker would get a big raise. Then he'd take that money and he'd invest it. Or he would just save it, whatever he wanted to do. But most of them spend it. And remember, our economic growth comes from spending. But if they don't have money to spend, they borrow. And that's what they've been doing. That's why you have a humongous debt. Household debt is historic. Not just household debt. This has caused corporations to have historic debt, for God's sakes. Main Street's sitting there never having so much debt, but they all point to the stock market. Oh, the economy must be doing good. Look how the stock market's going up. But it's not going up because of profits, not going up because of free cash flow, not be going up because of increased margins, not going up because of top-line sales or management's doing well with the assets. But all you had to do is ride this. Now, when's it going to stop? Well, everybody asked that question. It's going to stop when they raise rates just a tiny bit. And they can't do that. It can't raise rates. Don't worry about raising rates. We're going to end up like Rome before they raise rates. They can't. It's impossible to raise rates. Do you understand what would crumble if they raised rates? Like Rome crumbling. This would be even worse. Think about it. Since 2008, they've been keeping interest rates at zero, near zero. If they ever raised rates, what that would do. And here's the real problem, what they're doing. See, to prove they don't care about you on Main Street, when the economy got hit with this pandemic, at the same time, what people don't realize, that crash of February 2020 to March 2020 had nothing to do with pandemic. It had to do with the banking systems were freezing up, the shadow banks were freezing up, credit was freezing up, but they never reported any of that. But that's what was going on. That's what caused that crash. Because corporations, all of a sudden, junk bonds were freezing up. They couldn't go sell bonds to raise money. They couldn't go to the shadow banks and raise money. Those were freezing up. So you had the junk bond industry freezing up. You had the shadow banks freezing up. Corporations couldn't get any money to borrow. And the banks couldn't even get money to borrow. So what they did, they print and print and print even more money. Remember that $6.5 billion a day? So they could run in, the Federal Reserve, run into the banks and save them. And what did they do? They turned around and injected, okay, and they're still doing it right now, $150 billion a month to keep interest rates low. They're going in and purchasing all their mortgages. I think it's about $250 billion a month in their mortgages they're purchasing, so the banks can stay alive. So you see, everything is fake. All you got to know, though, is pushing up the stock market. What is? The inflation. Where does the inflation come from? The printing of money. And the more they keep printing, the more these assets inflate. But it's all fake. All you got to do, like my members, know when to get out. Put all that money in your pocket. It's been the easiest way to make money ever. We'll be right back after this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
PhilsGang.com is not the only way you can stay in touch with what we do throughout the day. With today's social media, you can stay up to date with Phil's Gang current events. You can find Phil's Gang on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and more. Phil's Gang radio show is broadcast live Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Periscope, and, of course, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Go to philsgang.com and find our social media buttons at the top left-hand corner of the site. philsgang.com and Phil's Gang social media, keeping you connected.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Federal Reserve lent $500 billion to securities dealers, $500 billion to foreign central banks, bought $2 trillion of treasury securities, another $1 trillion of mortgage-backed securities. It flooded the zone.
Flooded the zone? I guess so. It flooded the zone. So what's going to happen? Well, first of all, let's talk about now if you're buying a stock, especially the people who are in tech stocks. And then I'm going to explain to you, I tell you there's two things that you know when the market's going to crash, okay? And I'll explain that next. But first, let's go over what's going on with the big tech market. Everybody's addicted to technology, to big tech stocks. So, especially Microsoft and Apple. Now, as you recall, I said back on July 14th, do not buy the tech stocks, Microsoft or Apple. Now, we're in both those. That's part of our portfolio. And we're not going to, we told our new gang members, don't buy them until they now break above 370, but it's got to have better than average volume. So we need to see the Qs break out first, above 370, with better than average volume. If that happens, then you can go and you can take your Apple. And as long as Apple, which is at $146.77, if it breaks to 150, then you can buy. If you're in Microsoft, and again, you got to wait till the Qs break out first. If you don't wait till the Qs break out first and you make your money, you got a high probability of losing money. If you listen to what I'm telling you, if you wait till those Qs bust through 370, okay, with better than average volume, then you can buy your Apple and feel confident and put a stop in when Apple gets above 150. You can buy Microsoft when it gets above 290 and put a stop in and feel comfortable. Now what's happening is we're seeing the yields going back up from a low of 113. Now today, and I'll check this moment, now today the yields are at 121 basis points from 113 the other day. When those get to about 125, be careful with your big tech stocks because they're going to start switching to the bank stocks. Remember when they started to go into the bank stocks? I warned you, I said, don't buy the bank stocks. Not yet. Don't buy the bank stocks because the yields weren't high enough. And I was right. And as everybody started to buy those bank stocks, they started to go up and they gave back all their gains. So for the bank stocks to start moving up and take the lead of the tech stocks, we need the yields, the 10-year treasury yields, move much higher. They got to get at least above 130 before you buy those bank stocks. Now, we'll help you with both the bank stocks and, of course, the big tech stocks. Just join our gang free for the next 10 days because we're in a very crucial area right now. People don't realize what's going on. They have no idea. All this money is what drove the market. I mean, just let's, like I said, take the last 23 months, 6.5 billion of what drove the market. And they did that on purpose because they wanted inflation. Our owners who control everything, they wanted inflation because that means if we have inflation, all their asset prices go up, including stock, and they make a lot of money. Now, for you who are members, they're fine because they're going to get out in time. They know when to get out. And here's what they also know. When the market starts going down, they're going to make as much money on the way down as they made on the way up. 99.999% of the people listening to me right now never made money. Never made money when the market went down. What you did, get on your phone and ask, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Should I hold? Should I get out? You should have been making money on the way down. But Wall Street, especially if you're in a 401k, you're not allowed to make money on a stock going down in a 401k. And Wall Street's not going to help you because they don't make money on commissions when you're making money on the way down. No, they don't. So no one's going to help you in your 401k when the market starts to crash. And remember, if you wake up at 9:30 in the morning and the market's down 1,500 points, which you're going to soon see at one point, okay, then you call and say, get me out. No, they can't get you out. You got to wait to the end of the day. You could lose everything. All right, let's talk about what are the things that you know that are really, really good things to know that's going to be very close of the market crashing. Well, the first, as I told you, was that we have a situation where people have to make a decision. Do they pay their credit card? Do they pay their automobile? Do they pay their student loan? And they say, sit down one evening and they're going to say to each other, husband and wife, we can't pay one of them. And that's what brought down the the housing market and the financial market in 2008. But there's something else that always makes a crash happen, and nobody will tell you this, but I'll tell you. It's called peak. Peak to crash. What's peak to crash? It's when everything peaks. Manufacturing peaks. New orders peak. Production peaks. Employment peaks. And here's the big one. China. Their manufacturing peaks. It happens every crash. It's one of the best signals you'll ever get. Another thing that you'll see is that all of a sudden you'll see the 3-month Treasury yield will start going up, which means people are paying more, are willing to pay more money for a 3-month Treasury than they are a 10-year Treasury yield. You'll see the 10-year Treasury yield going down and a 3-month Treasury yield going up. That's more evidence. Now let's go back to the peak. I went back and checked. And you know when manufacturing peaked? Manufacturing, which is so important, that peaked in March. In March. That's right. Around 64.7. March it peaked. As of today, it hasn't peaked since. That's a very, very bad sign. So we peaked in February. Here we are in August, and it has yet peaked. That's the last time. Bad news. Let's talk about the manufacturing new orders. It peaked. It peaked back in April. Back in April. Here we are, July. It hasn't peaked again. So we got manufacturing and then manufacturing new orders. Both peaked. One in March, one in April. Have yet peak again. This is very bad. Production peaked back in April. Here we are, August, has not peaked again. Employment peaked back in April. Here we are, August, has not peaked again. So think about this. Manufacturing, production, employment, all peaked back in April and have not peaked since, and we're in August. Now, 99% of the people don't even know what I'm talking about. So that's why you joined my gang. See, the key is 85% of people lose money because they don't know when they get out. They don't even know what I'm talking about here. My color-coded chart will turn yellow as this starts happening. It warns you. Call to action. Then it starts turning red. You know to be out. But here's the big part. You got to go and look at China. China is the most important thing to look at. And you should put up the Chinese stock market and look at that all the time. Very, very important. And you'll see the Chinese stock market is on its way down. The symbol MCHI. If you have a mobile device, why don't you go to my site, philsgang.com, if you have a mobile device, and I'm going to put it up so when I come back from break, you can see it. And I'm going to give you the last key, the clue, as to how close we're getting to the crash. What tells you that? Join my gang free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the .com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days, philsgang.com. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
I've been on a mission to put Americans back to work.
That is the last thing they want to do. That's cash. I call him cash and carry. He was responsible for the housing crash. A Goldman Sachs boy. He's a bold-faced liar. He's creating this inflation by printing all of this money, $6.5 billion a day. Because what does that do when you print money? It destroys the value of the dollar. The people on Main Street, if you're making a combined income of $60,000 a year or less, $45,000 a year, even $85,000 a year, you're screwed. Unless you have fancy artwork, metals, diamonds, all kinds of artwork and assets. See, that's why they do this, to push these assets up. That's how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And stocks. And all you had to learn about a stock was when do I get in and when do I get out. And all you need is to have somebody help you all the way along, telling you, okay, add now. Take some profits off. No, you better not add to this one. Tell you what, let's take most of it off. No, this one, what we're going to do, let's turn around and take and short it. Let's short it. So when the market goes down, we'll make money anyway. That's all you need. You just needed a coach. You needed one person. I've been in this business for 51 years. Been on this earth for 75 years. This is not difficult. What's difficult is that people believe in the system. People listen to these fake business news networks, and they think these are nice people. They think these are nice people there to help you. They think Varney is there to help you. Varney's not there to help you. None of those people are there to help you. That's not their job. Their job is to make sure that advertisers are happy so they can buy their airtime or they wouldn't be on the air. So they're going to do anything. They're going to lie to you, promote anything to get you feeling good to buy a car or buy something. That's what they're there for. They're salesmen. And they always want you to think the economy is fantastic. They're there because they're sellers of hope. They're sellers of optimism. They're sellers of belief, of thrill, and euphoria. Complacency. That's what they do. That's their job. And this game of pushing all this inflation up and keep telling you inflation's at 2%. They've been lying for all these years. Inflation's at 15%. And they love every bit of it. All you had to know on the way up from 2008 or 2013 is, when do I get out? When do I get out? That's the biggest thing. When do I get out? So right now, the biggest clue we have that we're getting closer and closer to a crash is peak to crash. This happens every crash. It never changes. When manufacturing peaks, new orders peak, production peaks, employment peaks, the big one, China peaks. And they've all peaked. And they all peaked back in March and April. Here we are, August. But see, they can extend this crash because they're making sure that people won't reach that point where they say, gee, should I pay my student loan? Or should I pay my car payment? Or should I pay my rent? Because for the first time in history, they're printing all this money so they can pay people their rent. At their back of their rent, they send them a check. They just extended all the folks who are behind on rent. You just extended it. You can't get them out of your apartment. Instead of giving them a job, for God's sakes, give them a job. No, they said, no, you can stay in that apartment. Don't worry about it. You didn't pay your rent. We're going to send you a check. Oh, we're going to send each one of your kids $300. Don't worry about that either. And you think when that check goes out in the mail, do you think somebody follows up and sees the guy's got 5 kids? He just got $1,500 in a. You think he's not going to bet it on a horse? You think he's not going to go down to the bar? How do we know? You don't. See, this is the problem we have. Now that we know that we've hit peak and almost a crash, they can extend it. But they're not going to stop it. They can extend it by continuing to print more money, $500 billion to go to the securities dealers, another $500 billion to the central banks, purchase $2 trillion more treasuries, purchase $1 more trillion of mortgage-backed securities so they can keep making loans at the banks, because without them purchasing mortgage-backed securities, they couldn't make loans at the bank, and all they're doing is putting gasoline on a fire. Print another $5 trillion to go buy corporate debt. The Federal Reserve prints $5 trillion, buys the corporate debt, or corporations would have to file bankruptcy. Government debt, we're already bankrupt. We've been bankrupt since 1933. They print another $6 trillion every month. They buy the corporate debt, the government debt. It's called monetization of government debt, monetization of corporate debt, monetization of bank debt. So they can keep extending this time of the crash. But it doesn't stop the crash. And they can keep delaying raising rates, because they know the minute they raise the rate just 0.25%, this market's going to go down faster than a flying monkey. Because guess what? Because we have no ammo. That's why it's so important to be part of our gang, because when this market does crash, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, or a year, doesn't matter. Because if they keep on sending checks out to everybody, so nobody's got to make that decision, do I pay my student loan, or do I pay my credit card, or do I pay my mortgage? See, they won't have to make those decisions like they did in 2008, because we're printing $6.5 billion every day. So they don't have to make those decisions. But does it mean the market's never going to crash now? Can they print money forever? Of course not. Because at some point, just like Rome, this is what happened to Rome. All of a sudden, the currency, remember Rome? They had to take all the metal out of the currency and put in lead or whatever they put in. They had to get rid of take all the gold out, all the silver out of the currency. We're not going to escape that. It's the same thing. So, yeah, we could probably put this off maybe to Christmas. We don't know. And if we're putting it off to Christmas, then let's make a decision. Let's buy what everybody's buying. What are they buying? Tech stocks. So all you got to do is watch the yields. As long as the tech stocks keep going up, making new highs, as long as we have lower yields, you stay with them. If we don't get lower yields, then stop buying the tech stocks. If yields start going up, they get above 135 basis points, start buying the banks. Start buying the banks, that's all. Or if yields go, if they start going up, and all of a sudden the yields keep going up, the banks love high yields. Then why don't you buy also industrials, buy materials. You can buy materials second. But see, that's what we're here. That's what we do every day. Because our members don't have to worry about, gee, what should I be in? The yields are higher. I don't understand any of this stuff. We don't expect you to understand any of this stuff. You think, I've been doing this for 51 years. You think you're going to you're just going to go like these people that go to Robinhood? Robinhood, what a name, Robinhood. What a name that is. Like they're going to steal from the rich. We're going to get the rich, man. We're going to go, we're going to trade. These people are going to get slaughtered at Robinhood. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Robinhood. Are you kidding me? What a name, Robinhood. Yeah, let's all get together. We're going to beat the man. We're going to beat the man. I can buy a quarter of one share. Can you imagine placing an order for Apple and I want to buy a quarter of one share? And the biggest thing is they fooled everybody. They brought the company public. They got the last laugh. Okay, so the bottom line is this. You got to be focused where you're going to make a lot of money in this market. If they continue not to raise rates, keep getting away with this, they continue to keep printing $6.5 billion every day to make sure people don't have to make a decision. Do they pay their rent, or do they pay their car payment, or do they pay their student loan? We'll keep sending them a check, keep sending their kids $300, then we'll send the kids $600, we'll send the kids $800, and if they get laid off, don't worry, you get $300 a week, we'll give you another $300 on top of that. If they do that, then you just got to make a decision. You want to be in the winners. And the winners are the tech stocks, but you got to know when to be in and when to be out. You're going to switch from, like we're doing our members, we're switching back from tech to banks. They're the leaders. And then we're going to switch back to industrials and materials. It's that easy. Why don't you try this? Look, join my gang free for 10 days. Go to philsgang.com where it says Working Investors. And you know what? Have some fun with it too. And when you do start making money, help St. Jude. But you will not be surprised with the market crash. You know exactly when it's going to happen. See you on the charts. philsgang.com.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.